Welcome to today's explainer. I'm so glad you're here because today we're unpacking something that seems super simple on the surface, but is literally the master key to one of the world's most popular sports. We're talking about the absolute basics of kicking and receiving. Whether you're a coach, an educator, or just, fascinated by physical development, the premise we're exploring from this curriculum chapter is pretty straightforward. If kids can master these core physical mechanics, the entire game of football just completely opens up to them. It's the foundation for everything else. Okay, so here's our roadmap for this explainer. First, the basics of football. Then we'll master the kick, move on to the art of receiving, dive into some really fun games for skill building, and finally, look at what happens beyond just the physical skills. Let's get right into it.
Part 1. The basics of football.
Let's look at how the curriculum defines the two halves of what is basically a continuous loop. Kicking is just kicking a ball using your feet in the desired direction. Simple enough, right? And on the flip side, receiving means receiving a ball with your feet without losing control. These are the two anchors of our entire discussion today. When you strip away the massive stadiums, the complex plays, everything boils down to just sending the ball exactly where you want it and then bringing it under total control when it comes back to you.
Which brings us to Part 2, mastering the kick.
Now, according to the teaching notes, a proper kick isn't just wildly swinging a leg. It's actually a really streamlined four-part action. First up is the stance. Legs should be shoulder-width apart, knees slightly bent. Next is the approach. You step slightly to the side of the ball, stepping forward on that kicking foot. Then comes the actual kicking motion. You leap forward on the non-kicking foot, swing the kicking leg back, and bring it swiftly forward. And finally, step 4, the follow-through. You absolutely have to bring the opposite arm forward to keep the body perfectly balanced. You can really see this coming together here. Notice the precise placement of the child's feet. The instruction heavily emphasizes keeping that non-kicking leg securely to the side of the ball. Basically, it acts as a pivot point. It's the anchor that lets the other leg swing freely and powerfully, without the kid just, completely losing their footing and falling over. And right after the impact, we get the follow-through. But actually, don't just look at the legs here. Look at the arms. The curriculum explicitly reminds educators to instruct kids to use their hands to balance themselves. That opposing arm has to swing forward to counter the sheer momentum of the kicking leg. In football, balance is literally everything.
Moving on to Part 3, the art of receiving. Just like the kick, receiving is broken down into 4 really digestible chunks. Step 1, the stance. Legs shoulder width again, but this time you have to explicitly face the direction the ball is coming from. Step 2 is anticipate. Keep that non-receiving foot firmly planted to ready the body's weight. Step 3 is the actual receiving, and this is absolutely critical. The child shifts their weight to the planted foot, receives the ball right on the instep, and instantly pulls that foot slightly backwards on contact. It's like cushioning the blow. And lastly, step 4, the follow-through. Just keep the body low and adjust your weight to stay balanced now that you've got the ball securely at your feet. All right, Part 4, games for skill building. Let's put this into practice.
The curriculum provides this fantastic breakdown of foundational games that connect physical actions to actual developmental purposes. For example, there's pass the ball, where kids use a softball to smoothly transfer skills from one leg to the other. Then there's shadow ball, which involves walking and dribbling in pairs, great for emotional control. Flick the ball has them popping the ball up to a partner to target soft muscle development. And flick in the box? That one uses an empty box as a target to teach them a sense of distance and exactly how much power they need to reach it. But kids learn fast, right? So how do we keep them challenged? Well, the curriculum provides some really smart variations for all these games. You can increase the distance between feet or add walking and running. You can set up specific targets to aim for or place boxes at different distances to completely change the power dynamic. Or if you want a real challenge, have them flick the ball 2 or 3 times in the air before their partner catches it. It keeps those soft muscles and distance judgments constantly working. As you can see, this beautifully illustrates the next evolution in our curriculum. By moving kids into a spaced-out play area with the ball actively moving between them, we're transitioning from individual drills straight into group dynamics. This is exactly where teamwork and spatial awareness start to take center stage. To really build out that group dynamic, we get 2 slightly more complex games. First up is a classic monkey in the middle. Using a regular football, students stand in a circle and pass the ball to avoid the person in the center. The core purpose here is teamwork and what the chapter wonderfully calls hidden communication between peers. Then we have sit and rise. Using a softball, when a player receives a pass, the kids on their immediate left and right have to quickly sit down. This isn't just a physical drill. It's actively promoting cognitive development and the vital ability to anticipate challenges based on what others are doing.
And of course, these group activities have their own advanced variations to turn up the heat. For monkey in the middle, drop 2 students into the center instead of 1. Bam, double the pressure. For sit and rise, you can change up the mechanics completely. Ask the kids to receive with their head or chest instead of their feet, or have them use their shoulders to pass. The complexity scales up so seamlessly. Finally, part 5, beyond physical skills. So here is the absolute crucial takeaway from this chapter. When these kids are out there on the grass, they aren't just learning how to kick a piece of leather around. Through shadow ball, they're secretly developing emotional regulation. Through flick the ball, they're fine-tuning delicate soft muscles. With monkey in the middle, they're mastering nonverbal hidden communication. And through sit and rise, they're actively training their brains to anticipate future challenges. It is literally profound developmental psychology disguised as playtime. I want to leave you with this incredible, provocative prompt pulled straight from the chapter's reflection section. How will you modify the rules to make your next game even more interesting? The mechanics of kicking and receiving give us the tools, but it's up to you as educators and coaches to take these foundations, get creative out there, and build the next great challenge. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Now go have some fun on the field.